The show opens with a montage of street performers playing music across the city. Some people stop to listen, clapping along or swaying to the rhythm, while others barely glance their way. At a quiet convenience store, a young man hums and softly sings the same tune the buskers were playing. His only audience is a little girl at the counter, arms crossed, watching him with a bored, unimpressed stare. Just then, a young boy walks in, clutching a piece of candy and a single coin. He sets both on the counter and insists, with a pout, that his mom said it was enough. The girl rolls her eyes and tells him to knock off the innocent act, but the young man smiles and gives the boy the candy anyway. The next thing Jungmin sees is the little girl trying the same trick. She pouts, holds out a single coin, and claims her mom said it was enough, and besides, moms don't lie. Jungmin doesn't even blink. He looks at her flatly and replies, "Ours does." This is our leading man, Park Jungmin, and his little sister, Oh-kye. Later at home, Jungmin calls Oh-kye into his room to play her a song he's been working on. She listens, then tells him he needs to get out and perform it on the street, in front of real people. Jungmin groans, saying he can't sing in public, it's too nerve-wracking. Oh-kye suggests posting a video online instead, but he admits he doesn't know the first thing about how any of it works. With a sigh, she pulls out her phone to film him herself. Jungmin launches into his song. The melody is sweet and catchy, but the lyrics are all about eating samgyeopsal with his friends the night before, and how jealous he felt watching all the couples around them. When Jungmin gets to the bridge of his song, Oh-kye groans and puts the phone down in frustration. Just then, their uncle barges in, scolding Jungmin for still chasing music when he can't even perform in front of people. He tells him to give it up and grow up already. Before things can get worse, their mom steps in and chases uncle out of the room, telling Jungmin firmly that he should do whatever makes him happy. Wanting to cheer him up, Oh-kye decides to post the video online. She tells him to write a self-introduction for his post. When she sees him type, "To my fans," she scoffs, he only has 6 followers, after all. 4 of them are her friends, and the other 2 are his, though Jungmin sighs and says they're more like enemies. The next day at work, he finds out just how right he is. His so-called friends have hung a giant banner outside the store congratulating him on his 10,000th day of being single. His friends linger at the store while he works, teasing him relentlessly about the video he posted. Daesung laughs the loudest, bragging that he has more followers than Jungmin, though he mostly posts blurry photos of his dog. Minbong, on the other hand, actually knows a thing or two about online content. He runs a surprisingly popular mukbang channel, where his gimmick is eating bizarre food combinations like ramyun with chocolate. Still, none of them are experts when it comes to dating. In the middle of their banter, the bell over the door rings, and a girl walks in asking for a hangover tonic. Jungmin freezes. It's Kwon Nara, his old classmate. She doesn't seem to recognize him, but he remembers her instantly. She had debuted in an idol group called Coco, under the stage name Jennie, though the group didn't last long and quietly disbanded. To Jungmin, though, she's unforgettable. Nara was his first love, the girl everyone liked, gorgeous, bright, and confident. Back in school, he'd planned to confess his feelings by singing a song for her during the talent show. It started out fine, until he hit a high note, his voice cracked painfully, and in the crowd, he saw Nara laughing. He's never sung in front of an audience since then. Jungmin plays some dramatic background music for OKHee as she boldly confesses to a boy in her class. She doesn't take no for an answer, and the boy quickly runs off, clearly relieved to have escaped the little player. Later, Jungmin tells OKHee about seeing his first love at work. She's disappointed he didn't get her number and immediately grabs his phone to look up Nara online. She follows Nara's Instagram for him, then scrolls through her pictures, shaking her head and lamenting that Jungmin doesn't stand a chance. Honestly, it makes you wonder if OKHee was an elderly granny with a salty vocabulary in a past life. Still, she tries to help. OKHee finds a photo of Nara's favorite cake, tiramisu, and tells Jungmin to give her a piece the next time she comes into the store. Jungmin protests that it's a buy one get one deal, but when Nara shows up and jokes, with these tights, he somehow manages to call her by name. When he reminds her they went to school together, she doesn't recognize him at first. But when he drops his embarrassing old nickname, Off-Key Park, her face lights up with recognition. Lucky for Jungmin, once Nara recognizes him, her face lights up, and she seems genuinely happy to see him again. After she leaves, Jungmin nearly faints from the rush of emotion. A regular customer, Jungchi, notices and comments that Nara is really pretty. When Jungmin says he loves Jungchi's new album, Jungchi sighs and mopes that it hasn't made it onto the charts yet. That evening, Jungmin goes home and starts working on a new song inspired by tiramisu cake. Just then, OKHee bursts in, excited to show him that Nara posted a picture of the free cake Jungmin gave her. Encouraged, Jungmin sings the new song for her, and it's surprisingly good. OKHee quickly posts the video on Instagram, and Jungmin captions it simply, "To Jenny." Meanwhile, at her company's practice studio, Nara watches from the sidelines as a fresh, up-and-coming girl group rehearses nearby. She wishes them luck but can't help feeling a sharp pang of jealousy. Soon, she's called into the CEO's office and told that after 7 years with the company, she's considered too old to debut with another idol group. If she wants her contract renewed when it expires in a few months, she'll have to take on a new image, becoming a singer-songwriter. Nara spends her entire shift at the coffee shop distracted, her mind elsewhere. Things don't get better when her boyfriend texts to postpone their date. On her way home, she stops to buy a guitar, then spends the evening watching guitar lessons online, determined to learn. The next day, Jungmin spots a post on Instagram, Nara holding her guitar, pouting cutely and wishing she could play. An idea sparks in his mind. He brings his own guitar to the convenience store and pretends to be a customer, standing there with the guitar slung over his shoulder and a hopeful look on his face, hoping she'll come in. But she never does. Back at home, OKHee helps Jungmin practice a plan. She pretends to be Nara walking into the store, so Jungmin can rehearse casually steering the conversation toward her wanting to learn guitar, giving him a chance to offer lessons. But when Nara finally does come into the store, she doesn't follow the script at all. Jungmin panics and just starts playing his guitar loudly. Fortunately for him, he's really good. Nara turns around and asks if he can teach her. Jungmin practically shouts, "Yes," right in her face. She hands him her phone to save his number. As soon as she leaves, Daesuk and Minbong nearly tackle Jungmin, bursting with excitement over what just happened. At Nara's place, Jungmin notices a photo of her with Coco, her old idol group. She begins to tell him about the group, surprised that he already knows about them. But remembering Okehi's warning not to seem too interested, he quickly says he saw them on TV. Nara mutters that they were only on one cooking show. They settle in for the lesson, and when Jungmin asks what level she's at, Nara strums a single chord. Then, with a cute pout, she asks him to speak to her in Banmil, the informal way of speaking, and charms him into agreeing. It's painfully adorable when Jungmin tries to correct her finger placement on the guitar strings but is too nervous to actually touch her hands. When he accidentally brushes her fingers, he yelps, startling them both, and giving himself the hiccups. Nara hands him some water, then playfully grabs his knees to scare him. In surprise, Jungmin spits out a mouthful of water right into her face. The awkward moment breaks the ice, and from then on, the lesson flows much more smoothly. As Nara walks Jungmin out later, she asks when he started learning guitar. He tells her that his dad was in a band and taught him a little before he died in an accident. Because his father never made it big, Jungmin's grandmother opposed him playing music and forbade it. But then he met Daesung in 3rd grade, who is a pretty good guitarist, and Jungmin started playing with him. Jungmin shyly tells Nara she doesn't need to walk him home, but she smiles and says she's actually on her way to her part-time job. She jokes that she has to work to pay him for the guitar lessons. When Jungmin insists she doesn't have to, she playfully threatens to quit if he won't let her pay. That night, Jungmin has Okehi make a list of Nara's favorite snacks from the convenience store. He texts the list to Nara with a note asking her to buy one thing each day as payment for the lessons. It's a clever plan, this way, he gets to see her every day. One evening, Jungmin invites Daesung over with the promise of fried chicken, hoping to ask for a favor. He's written a new song called Grab Me and needs help with the melody. The two of them work on it together, playing and tweaking the tune, and this song turns out even better than the Tiramisu one. At her company, Nara impresses her music teacher with her new guitar skills. After her lesson, Eileen, a soloist scheduled to use the music room next, greets Nara politely, but once Nara leaves, she asks how long Nara's contract has left and grumbles that she finds Nara annoying. Later, Nara asks Jungmin to meet her outside the store for his payment. She says she wants to take him somewhere special. She leads him to their old high school and playfully begs him to sing the song he never finished at the talent show. As Jungmin sings, he imagines himself back in the school auditorium, with Nara as the only person in the audience. Back in the present, Nara is genuinely impressed by the beautiful song he wrote and teasingly asks who it was for. Jungmin admits it was for a crush, but when she presses to know who, he quickly changes the subject and asks if she had any crushes in school. She shrugs and says she had tons of boys around her back then, and, to Jungmin's disappointment, adds that she has a boyfriend now, too. Speaking of the devil, the moment Nara's boyfriend calls, she suddenly stops everything and rushes off to meet him. Jungmin watches her leave, stunned and wondering how things flipped so quickly against him. He drifts home, flops onto his bed, and tries not to cry, feeling completely dejected. Meanwhile, Nara is dropped off at her house, glaring angrily at the car as it drives away. Okehi comes to check on Jungmin and is surprised when he pulls her into a big, needy hug. He tells her that Nara is dating the famous idol Shin Jiho. He saw Jiho's photo pop up on her phone during the call. Okehi tells him to be patient, saying that Nara's boyfriend will probably leave her lonely someday, and that Jungmin's time will come. The next day, Nara doesn't come into the store, but Jungmin's friends stick around to hang out. While scrolling through his phone, Minbong finds a scandal article and shows it to Jungmin. The headline reveals that Shin Ji-ho and Nara's more successful label mate, Eileen, have officially announced their relationship.